What's going on, everyone? Austin John Plays here, and today, before we go over the BDSP stuff, I just want to go over a little bit more of the Legends Arceus stuff. In my analysis video and the other video that I did going over the website details, you guys brought up some great points, and this is how we all learn. We learn from each other. I learn from you, you learn from me. Let's get into the things that you guys found in the most recent videos on Pokemon Legends Arceus. First of all, I had a render issue. Something happened while looking back at the file. It worked just fine. When I uploaded it, Final Cut gave me this thing, so I don't know exactly what happened. This was at the beginning when I was talking about the Azura Flute, and I actually played a little sample of it. And if you listen to how the flute sounds, which I'm going to play right here, that's very similar to the beginning opening scene of Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. In addition, there was a very limited distribution of an event that gave you an item called the Azura Flute. Just fact checking myself here, and kind of right. It's one of 4 items programmed into the game. However, 3 of the 4 were available with distribution. The Azura Flute was never available for distribution, so you can only hack it into the game. You can't obtain it through any legal means at any point in time. Which allowed you to encounter Arceus, and that item makes that exact sound as well, so that could be a callback to that. Literally, both of my videos were flooded with many people talking about Leon over here, not striking so much of a resemblance to the first gym leader of Diamond and Pearl, but instead making a resemblance to Clay, a gym leader from Pokemon Black and White, and a vast similarity between the hairstyle and a lot of similarities between the hat. In fact, the only difference that I could see is that he has these gold pieces go all the way around, as opposed to Leon, who only has it in the front. To be honest with you, I've been so doubling down in Pokemon Diamond and Pearl stuff, I didn't even think outside of this generation. In addition to the similarities of Leon and Clay, people have also pointed out that Mai looks somewhat similar to Marley. Arceu may actually hold some similarities to Mars from Team Galactic and Diamond and Pearl. I mean, everyone's an ancestor of someone, unless you're not, right? My homegirl Zoe 2 Dots commented and said, curious to see what the special female Pokemon is, placing a guess that it's Vespiquen. The other seems to be tied to Pokemon with a mechanic such as Ride Pokemon. Cleaver probably has cut potential, and all are said to be helping the ancient people in a way, transport, tool creation, etc. I could see a mechanic with Vespiquen. A lot of people pointed out similarities to the idea that these Pokemon are going to be the HM replacements, which then creates the question of, are we going to have traditional HMs in this game? Which also brings up that someone named Did and then a few Japanese characters says, regarding Cleaver, at 1930 below his icon it says this symbol right here, which literally means mount climbing. So I think he'll either be used in the mount climbing or steep places. If we go to that image, we can see that there is this banner here, it has a whole bunch of these icons, and what they wrote, I don't know how Japanese works, but I guess that's somehow related to this exact thing that they typed, which does translate to mountain climbing. And also, as bad as it sounds, there was another render issue that I did have a side-by-side right here of the original leak that we got back in February, which showed us this Pokemon that we now know is the Scyther evolution. It also showed this image right here of a Ride Pokemon. It also showed Worder. I know that's not how you say it. That's how I like to say it, so I'm going to say it that way. And Hisuian Braviary, and this silhouette right here. There are some similarities between the hair and somewhat the body style, also the giant arms. We don't know if this is a specific ride or anything else about this. This is all just theorized information, but the fact that this supposedly translates to mountain climbing, well, that kind of gives us an idea. It backs up what Zoe and several other people have said, that they believe that the special Pokemon, I want to try to use the right words all the time when talking about these things, and sometimes I get it right and sometimes I don't. We're going to talk about one of the times that I didn't get the words right. Regarding the noble Pokemon and or the frenzied noble Pokemon. Many people also pointed out the fact that Scyther's evolution specifically says that it could cut down trees with no effort at all, and it's one of the first ones that you're going to find. We could tell by the level of Oshawott in that battle. So many people think that it is going to be our HM cut replacement. Could make sense, although the fact that if that Japanese translation lines up, it's kind of hard to argue that it's mountain climbing. Maybe it does both. Who knows? You know, it's a whole new world. Diego points out, I really want a poster or a print of the regional map. The art is stunning. I thought the same thing too. And that's why this video is going to be sponsored by the printing service of, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Have you noticed that I don't do sponsors? You know, this would be the time I talk about Squarespace or Dollar Shave Club or something. We don't do that here. We don't do that. Except for Fuego Box, because I do love hot sauce. They don't pay me, they just pay me in hot sauce. True story. Someone named, very appropriate name for this, Honey Sal, says, my thought about Heracross is maybe they're hinting at the honey trees that are still included in these games, which honey trees were in Diamond and Pearl. Since Heracross is a Pokemon that can only be found in honey trees, that'd be really exciting to me, especially with the name Honey Sal, I get that. I'd love to see how that would work in this world. That could actually fit in with Zoe's theory that Vespiquen is going to be one of the noble Pokemon, so maybe this is all coming together a little bit. I wouldn't call it like a space chicken level theory, but I like where you're going with this. New move to be confirmed on Cleaver, Stone Axe. Apparently someone commented before watching all of the video. Something that I didn't even think about, the climbing Pokemon. So say for example that Cleaver is going to be, by the way, that's the first time I remember their name without looking at my cheat sheet over there. Cleaver is going to be the cut Pokemon. We have the ride Pokemon for fast travel instead of the bicycle. We have the fly, we have the surf. And if Cleaver is going to be the cut Pokemon, then the climb Pokemon may be the one that's not revealed yet, may be the Warden Pokemon that Azuru's bracelet makes me think that we might indeed still see the Nuzleaf evolution because the bracelet is green. And that's just one specific Pokemon that has yet to been revealed. The possible Nuzleaf evolution that allows you to climb. It's going to be female only, and it's going to be Azuru's Warden Pokemon that they protect. While Nuzleaf evolution shift tree can be male or female, maybe there is a regional evolution, but only for one gender. We did see kind of a lot of Combee. We did see Combee twice when it was knocked out of the tree, and then we also saw the male one inside of the PC. I'm now remembering that we saw the Vespiquen in the PC. Maybe Vespiquen is not going to be one of the Warden Pokemon. Who knows? Who knows? We're just thinking out loud here, like Ed Sheeran said. When I was talking about this map, so near and dear to my heart because I love maps, I was talking about this may be a replacement of the map that we have seen previously, pictured right here. Many people have pointed out, and while I did see that there was a zoom in on the top right, many people have pointed out the idea that this may be the fully zoomed out image, and then when using ZL and ZR, it will then transition into this map, which is significantly more detailed, and we can see right here that the zoom meter is kind of in the middle, as opposed to back here where the zoom meter is all the way out. It does make sense that this would be a more zoomed out view, and the places that you can't view are covered in clouds, as opposed to now you get the much more detailed areas and the grayed out areas. I'm going to spend a very small amount of time on this screen, and I'm going to spend a lot of time on this screen. Talking about that, I refer to these yellow icons right here as what may be the noble Pokemon. However, you guys pointed out something great in regard to this, which is if we look down here, the Frenzy of the Lord of the Woods, we have this quest marker, and this quest marker lines up right here to the Grand Tree area, not these images right here. Looking back, these images are the same, what I called Fury images, that are present on the Alpha Pokemon. So these could be icons showing you where there are going to be Alpha Pokemon on the map. When looking at the map, someone pointed out that they think that the yellow icons, like the Fury icon over here, aren't actually generated on the map, only the white markers and the camp icons, but the yellow markers instead are icons that you place down in a similar style to how you place down icons on the map of Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So you can make little markers for important parts of the game that you want to go to, you want to revisit, and maybe also we're going to have the waypoint markers as well. We'll find out. Last thing I'm going to say about the map, I promise. Looking at how detailed all of these specific areas are, and knowing that this is a zoomed in view of what we could presume was the other map that we saw, I think this is a big map, and we've seen only a very, very small part of it. Kind of to the extent that we were shown so much about the Great Plateau, and then Breath of the Wild came out, and then you found out the Great Plateau is just the starting area, and it's like 30th of the map. You know what I mean? I hope we're getting that kind of scale. I would really like that. Yes, I would. I want to dump hundreds of hours into this and still discover new things. Actually, I really want to be able to like take Braviary around and like find specific hidden areas that are up high and only accessible with fly and give some actual functionality to it. I think that'd be so neat. And I don't think we've seen you throw Pokeballs at Pokemon while flying yet. We've seen it on Basque Legion. We could presume maybe you could do it on Braviary. That'd be neat. I've now also learned that it's not pronounced clother. It is a clothier. Sounds French. Got it. Some people pointed out the level that some of these Pokemon evolve, being Oshawott at level 17 and Cyndaquil at level 14. I know that different starter Pokemon evolve at different levels. I know these things. But I'm more pointing out the fact that they chose to not have these Pokemon at those respective levels, and they have not shown the evolutions. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the fact that I think that we're going to have regional evolutions for these specific starter Pokemon, because I've talked about that enough already, but I am believing that they're not showing us the second forms and final forms of our Legends Arceus starters for a specific reason. People were talking about the idea of now that Scyther isn't going to be evolving into Scissor, or it will have the choice between evolving to Scissor or Cleaver, if this is going to be an ancient evolution, a primal evolution, or a regional evolution. I'm going to be continuing with the fact that it is a regional evolution. To date, this is the only game that we've had set in these ancient times, and because of that, that is this region. In addition, if we were to compare that to something like Primal, Kyogre, and Groudon, we are in the current day, but their evolution was going back to their primal times. So I'm going to be continuing with the term regional evolution. And I think you should as well, because that's pretty much exactly what it says on the website. That special minerals found in the Hisui region caused Scyther to evolve into this Pokemon. That's pretty much the definition of a regional evolution. They even use the term region. But brings up, some people don't know what the Galapagos Islands are and the adaptability and evolution, which a weird thing here in Pokemon, but the idea of adaptability and evolution is the premise of regional variants that we've seen in the Alola, starting in the Alola region. But a great example of that, Decidueye, the final version of Rowlet and Robin Hood over here, may be based off of the now extinct stilt owl. The stilt owl is an extinct genus of true owls which contain 4 species, all that live in Hawaii. Obviously, the climate of this area of Japan is very different from Hawaii, so that does make sense. So when that Pokemon is taken out of its natural habitat of Hawaii, it may turn into a different Pokemon altogether. Also, the idea that this takes place in a previous point in time, the stilt owl may not be extinct in this time. This is a weird idea here. So therefore, the new Robin Hood that we're going to get, the new Decidueye, may not be a ghost type. So maybe not a full variation, but something slightly different. Know what I mean? Maybe it gets its flying type back. Who knows? We could have ourselves another Tropius. I liked Tropius. Tropius looked cool. He was never good on a team though. And that exact idea was brought up by Kitty Legault. The reason I think we're getting a new starter variants is because Rowlet's evolution is based off of an extinct animal, hence the ghost type. And well, in this past, if the animal is extinct anymore, does that mean it won't be a ghost type anymore? I was actually having trouble finding your comment when I quoted this. You get a heart. Elizabeth Mori points out that the thing I was looking for is an eyebrow pencil. Mascara, eyelashes, eyebrow makeup, eyebrow pencils, or just a brush. Apparently the word I was looking for is a brush. I thought there was a specific name. I guess not. A few people pointed out that the origin icon that we saw on the Pokemon screen, as well as the actual balm meter, as I'm still calling it, does have the little lines coming out with the circles. And that's the circle thing on Arceus. That's that thing. So that's what the origin mark is based off of. I said kind of looks like a beast ball. It does still kind of look like a beast ball, but it's definitely the Arceus ring. Cool. Again, played Diamond and Pearl. Didn't do the post game. Didn't do Platinum. So I only have an Arceus because of the Pokemon 20th anniversary event. Lumi or Lummy over here points out something really unique. When we were talking about the pasture scene and the Pokemon inside of the box, the pasture, And Drifblim's stats over here, I did try putting it into an IV-EV calculator on Cerebi, and it got a lot of errors. Notice anything funky? Those circles with numbers, I feel like that could be set up as a stat upgrade system. HP, defense, and speed all have a number other than 0. Maybe you could invest something like skill points to make your mon stronger, sort of like an RPG system. Universal says, also I tried calculating the stats for Drifblim at level 32 and they were way too low compared to the video, even with max IVs, EVs, and good nature. Maybe it shows the stats if it was level 50, or maybe they changed the whole stats system. Again, there's something going on with the stats of that Drifblim. This looks like a completely different system altogether. If you think about it, we do have the candy system in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which can adapt to the IV-EV system that we have in the main series when you transfer it through home. And then there's also the Pokemon Go IV system that translates differently when brought into Pokemon Home. So maybe this game has a different stat system altogether that will transfer into Pokemon Home. Or maybe we're getting our first look at the new stats system. Pokemon Sword and Shield actually did a lot to sort of ease people into being able to actually build competitive Pokemon and get shiny Pokemon, thanks to how dens work, but maybe we are seeing the birth of a brand new system, or just what's going to be in this game. Or maybe a stat system that's going to be just for the Legends series if they do continue this after Arceus. Tommy points out a huge thing. Poor Austin was so obsessed with Oshawott having Sword Stance and Regional Evolution, he didn't notice that a level 16 Pokemon with 97 health is insane. Looking at the Japanese trailer, this level 16 Oshawott has 106 health. Smogon Team Builder, full EVs, full IVs on a level 16 Oshawott should be at 58. So maybe there is some sort of either candy system or advanced training system or a new IV system in order to have Oshawott have 106 health at level 16. This new training system, a new stat system, is much more like RPG Final Fantasy focused than Pokemon focused. Roy says that the Clothier has a striking resemblance to Derek from the Battle Frontier. Another shopkeeper shown in the trailer looks a lot like Charon from Platinum. Here we can see her face, and that's Derek. With the glasses, the purple, I kind of see it a little bit. And I guess you mean the general shopkeeper with the pointy hair that comes out like side all crazy like, looking like Charon? I could definitely see that. I mean, we're just kind of going by hair at this point. And as we learn, you can customize your hair, style and color and all. Maybe we'll get Crystal Onyx. When I was talking about the box Pokemon, I was talking about Onyx in here. We have seen Onyx, we have not seen Steelix, so are we going to have the metal coat in the game? And I didn't even think about the Magmarizer, Electrizer, Protectorizer, whatever they're all called, in Diamond and Pearl that give final evolutions to many Pokemon prior. We have now seen Electivire. Is Electivire going to evolve with a different means in-game without that specific item? And if you think about it, the Electivire is a specific item made in current times for that Pokemon to achieve its full potential, which used to be done in nature back in the day. Who knows? We've already seen Pokemon have different evolution means. Great example of that is Vikavolt now evolves with a Thunderstone instead of having to be inside of an electric area in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Honestly, that would make sense. I feel like Pokemon is taking a step away from the item-based evolutions being required. A great example of that being in the max raid dens, you can find Pokemon that typically would require items and trading to evolve. Maybe now they're taking an additional step away and giving you other ways to get these Pokemon that typically would require that item to be traded. By the way, I love the Professor Chaos. Tristan points out that I should check out the Japanese trailer. And honestly, I used to always look at the Japanese trailer, but the Japanese trailers haven't been giving us much different stuff anymore, other than the trailer being more beautiful and cinematic in the Japanese YouTube page as opposed to the American. Any information that we learn from the Japanese trailer is usually recapped on the website. There is this one fun image here of the Arc phone, and it has the same Arceus ring glow around it, also the origin mark. It's just appearing on the ground. This could be how the phone comes into existence, and it comes through that crazy wormhole animation thing gift from the gods that isn't fleshed out yet. We do get a little bit of a better look at what could be the island that Heatran is on. That's neat. We also see the trainer now actively battling against the Electivire, and we now know that it's level 69. First of all, nice. Second of all, as I was talking about very early, it does seem like that cold area at the top left of the map is going to be sort of that last frontier that you're going to be exploring, and the fact that this wild Pokemon is level 70. That makes me think that, you know, these are definitely going to be a challenge. This is one level under what Mewtwo was in Red and Blue. That's how far we've come. Wonder if we have the level 1 Regigigas. But something exclusive to the Japanese trailer is we actually get to see the battle with Cyndaquil and Munchlax fully animated. And there's that nice little or battle or begin or something. Wait, let's try the iPhone live camera translate feature. Do you see those as words? Those aren't words. Nope, you're not gonna see them? Okay, thanks. Thanks, Tim Apple. Can't even read Pokemon trailers. Why I buy your new phones for? Please no iPhone hate pro Android comments down below. Unnecessary. Something unique though that I actually missed everywhere when I was talking about all that purple lighting that was present underneath the large tree, we can actually now see some of the purple lighting on the rocks over here and this rock over here. Maybe that's just a lighting effect that they do for sort of like the magic hour towards dusk. Early in the American trailer, we saw an Oranberry as one of the items at the bottom right, and I was confused, not over what an Oranberry was. They could always change the sprites for things, but why the Oranberry was there, and it was very early in the morning and I didn't translate that information well from my brain to the face hole where the words come out. But the Oranberry, why was it there? Is it because you can take damage as the player and you can eat the berry now? Can you throw the berry? Someone mentioned a comment like this and I totally forgot who it was and where it was. But someone said maybe you can throw a berry to feed the wild Pokemon to distract them to throw a Pokeball. Similar to an idea about the Safari Zone? Who knows? Maybe if you throw out one of your own Pokemon not in battle, you can then throw an Oranberry on it to heal it. Seems a little unnecessary instead of just hitting a button, but still could be a thing. Found it. Nicholas Post said it. Austin, that's clearly an Oranberry. Considering the player character can get hurt, I'm presuming we can use berries on ourselves now. We are the Pokemons now. Yes, we are. Dean points out something neat. I mean, now we're getting into like real crazy ideas here. By the way, I love the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. When we're looking at the Pinsir horns near the beach, it's got me thinking that another noble Pokemon's gotta be Pinsir. Maybe it finally gets an evolution, not just a Mega. Scyther and Pinsir are OG rivals. They are OG rivals. They were, I believe they were Virgin exclusives in Red and Blue. So yeah, you know what? I think it's time that we wrap this up. We've gone over a lot of details for the Pokemon Legend Arceus trailer, and I think we're just about wrapped up on everything new that we have learned from this newest trailer. And there's no reason to beat a dead horse with a stick. You know me, if there's nothing to really talk about, I'm not going to be making unnecessary videos. Now, I think it's finally time that we look at the BDSP stuff in our next video and take it from there. By the way, you got a sneak peek at my brand new merch that's going to be released very soon, and more information on that is coming at the end of the week. Guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you've enjoyed it, learned something new, your comment was featured, hit the thumbs up button. If there's something that we didn't know, leave a comment down below. Until next time, Austin John out.